tell you what's happening with smoking vehicles? And the military came over to me and said, get out of here. They were running a psyop on the town. That's what this is, folks. Again, you know it's staged, not just by where it happened, the timing of it, but by the way they respond. Already with their statements early this morning, all rolling out with press conferences about, yeah, he's the Joker, Batman's enemy, we'll keep you safe. I hit any minute. I'm just reading you quotes, ladies and gentlemen, and this is how unconscious the public is. I'm shaking right now. Wow. Kelly said the NYPD is stepping up security at movie theaters around the city after suspect James Holmes walked into the Colorado movie theater during midnight showing. No, he kicked down the door of the new Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises, and opened fire, killing 12 people. Now they're saying 14 and injuring dozens more. Police commissioner, just like in the movie, there's a police commissioner, called, again, it's New York, but again, because it's Batman and Gotham's New York, they're responding like it's real in the middle of it. He talked about the Joker. There's an individual, the Joker, the enemy of Batman, red hair. Well, we're on the lookout. We'll have extra officers out there. The Joker, yes, we're dealing with him right now, Gotham. I am the commissioner, Ray Kelly. Police Commissioner Ray Kelly called the shooting horrendous and said the NYPD is working to keep moviegoers safe. As a precaution against copycats and the rise of comfort levels among movie patrons in the wake of the horrendous shooting in Colorado, the New York City Police Department is providing coverage at theaters where The Dark Knight Rises is playing in 5 boroughs, Kelly said. You read what he said again. We have some information, most of it public. It clearly looks like a deranged individual. He had his hair painted red. He said he was the Joker, obviously the enemy of Batman. Kelly said in a news conference afternoon. But don't worry, extra officers are out there to keep you safe from Bane, the Joker, and any other dangerous... And now it's even selling out more, and it's so fun to go. Maybe you'll get shot at it. You know, forget scratch and sniff. You know, they had that movies in the 70s where you scratched it and smelled it. Hey, you never know. A guy will pop out in a Bane outfit or Joker outfit and shoot you. Oh, but movies aren't powerful. Oh, no. There's nothing going on here. He was just in the neuroscience department there, Department of Defense funded. It just follows the exact MO of Reagan, RFK, John Lennon, on and on. Oh, here's Russia Today, which is basically the Russian government. Bus bombing. Does Iran really need to attack Israeli tourists? And then it goes on. I actually have the article here. It's another RT article saying that the other bombing in Europe was a false flag. Guys, just reprint that for me or I'll never be able to find it. Now, the point is, this stuff is really happening. And even if it was some guy on Prozac or something who was in a fantasy land, and that's maybe a 5% chance out of 100, it's still mind control because this is this culture. And it's not just Alex Jones saying that. Psychologists, writers, they're out there in the London Telegraph, you name it, saying it's the culture of death, the culture of sadism that people think is so cool, the simulated murders, the violent video games, where people don't have a compulsion against it. Folks used to throw up if they saw violence. Both my grandfathers didn't like violence because they'd really seen violence, especially my grandfather that, you know, was flying around in World War II. He wouldn't tell you war stories. None of those guys would. They didn't like, they saw violence or blood dripping out of somebody's mouth in a movie. My grandfather would grab my dad by the hand and take him out. It wasn't because he couldn't handle it. It was because it was real. Violence wasn't a joke. But see, all these other people like just death, carnage, murder. It's so much fun. People sit there and giggle and laugh in movies when kids are being tortured. I've seen it myself. When I went and saw Natural Born Killers when it first came out, the audience was laughing and getting off on it. And I wasn't sophisticated enough then. I was just in college to understand that this was saying violence on TV as desensitized us and made it sick. That's what Oliver Stone was saying was, look how sick this is. Look how in your face this is. Look at how they think it's funny. Look at how the media exacerbates this and pushes this culture. I thought, oh my God, I was projecting the people liking it onto the movie. It was the people that didn't get the movie. The movie was saying this is wrong. And boy, these folks that are into violence, they love it when it happens to other people until it happens to them, and they cry like little babies. Yeah, this isn't it. This is a new RT that just, if you type false flag into Google News, into NSA News, and click it, it's the top link, or at least it was this morning. There's a whole bunch of false flag news. Not web news. False flag, and it's RT, and it'll come up. Thank you. I already have that one. All right, let's go to your phone calls. I've been ranting enough here. It's just that this is so... Again, for people that are childlike and don't understand how this works, for somebody who researches this, you know it when you see it. I mean, I saw the trailer and said, look out, it's a Hegelian dialectic getting you ready for terror and creating the illusion that there is all this terror. And now they've rolled it out. And the way New York and others are announcing it, the way Obama is already seizing on it and calling for our guns, the way his surrogates, Bloomberg, ABC, and others are, we're in deep trouble. You've got the British imported globalist, I don't think it's British, but just against, Piers Morgan with all his activities in England and operative calls for more gun control. How about you get, how about this, Piers Morgan? How about you get out of my country, punk? You don't come to my country and get on my news, CNN, Pentagon News, and tell me to take my guns, okay? You like being a little disarmed coward with bodyguards? Good. Get out of my country, move to North Korea. Get out of here, you jellyfish, soft, lying, scumbag, parasite. You are a joke, and you have almost no viewers. You are a joke. You are a joke. Just get out of my country. You filth, and you and your scumbag, murderous UN. Yeah, you don't want to have their guns taken, do you? You just want my guns taken so you can have your way. You're an authoritarian pig posing as a liberal. Thomas Jefferson was a liberal. You're no liberal. Stop taking names like liberal. I'm a liberal. I want freedom. That's liberal. Not you, maggot. Get out of my country. Dave in Pennsylvania, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hey, Alex. Good to talk to you.
Go ahead.
I got a show that's on Science Channel called Dark Matters. I don't know if you've ever heard of it or seen it. This week's episode happens to be about brainwashing. I don't know what it's going to entail or what's going to be on it, but it looks like it might be of interest.
Well, look, mind control is real, and we know what it looks like. And generally, I forget which one of Harris, but one was an Air Force scientist in secret weapons. The other was in psych warfare. And it's like the same thing. Kaczynski's in psych warfare, volunteer for MK Ultra, real mind control, LA Times, you name it. Oh, I think other publications as well. Alexander Cockburn wrote the article for LA Times. That's how good my memory is on that. And then it turns out he's in a PhD brain interface neurological system, and all that stuff's funded Department of Defense. I mean, it's just always the same. It's always the same. They use these programs at universities as hatcheries for mind control. I mean, that's where they get them. I mean, it's like McVeigh had the famous mind control doctor for a decade before they executed him, Jolly and West. I mean, how obvious, sir? How obvious is it that they're having the UN treaty in the next 2 weeks? How obvious is that?
This is all just making me sick. All my friends are aware how much of this is really tearing into me. But the whole show, Dark Matter, I can't even watch it most of the time because it's pretty squeamish. But it's all about...
Sir, I'll have to look into it. I appreciate your call. Let's go to Kenneth in Kansas. You're on the air.
Hey, Alex, this is Change the Channel. Kenneth Webb.
Hey, buddy. Hadn't heard from you in a while. How you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. I just wanted to touch base a little bit about the shooting. My condolences go out to the family. It's a tragedy and all of that. But at the same time, I was reading through a lot of threads, comment threads, and the Second Amendment, anti-Second Amendment nuts out there are just going off about it. That this is proof that that we need to ban guns and all of this. And as I'm going through there, I see a video there of a surveillance camera down in Florida where there's old timers in there and in the internet cafe, and an armed guy comes in there, one with a gun and the other one with a baseball bat, smashes the computer, throws the gun up. Now, this old timer comes out with a little 25 or something like that, wounds the one guy. I mean, it's all happened within like 10 seconds. And both of these guys are running out the door. He locks the door, until the police get there.
No, I've seen that video. It was on InfoWars the other day. I forget the exact name. But it was basically, man defeats robbers with gun. I forget the statistic. I think it's 24 times, or is it 21 times? More often, guns are used to stop crimes than they're used in crimes. Look, the system knows that. But I mean, what do you think about the timing of this? If they would stage Fast and Furious, it's real simple. If they would stage Fast and Furious, why wouldn't they stage this?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. It's kind of, it's a little strange that this guy's got like a bulletproof vest on all of this, and it's like he's coming in there to do all of this, but then he just gets captured peacefully by the police. And it seemed like
there you go, same MO. They always get. Oh my gosh, this is so insane.
It's important at this time that we embrace that Second Amendment. I mean, think about if that old timer would have been in there, or some armed citizens would have been in there. I mean, people could have been saved.
That's another great point. They had another shooting in Colorado, that church, but the guy could only shoot one person before the woman who had a concealed carry, who was there as security, pulled her gun and shot him. Remember that case? And a couple of years ago, and it got almost no attention because she stopped him dead in his tracks.
Yep. And that's why I think people really need to embrace the Second Amendment instead of trying to, fight it and all of this. I did a video about it. About guns and gun control. I've been doing a lot of that lately because there's a lot of this stuff going down, and people are like, we don't need guns and all of that. And I'm like, well, the world was not a peaceful place before we had guns. I mean, people were stabbing each other, killing each other. You ban guns now, and who's going to have the guns? The criminals. That's logic.
Well, what do you think about the weird way the New York commissioner, knowing that it's all based, in iconography with New York commissioner up there, announcing it like, yes, we know it's the Joker, the enemy of Batman. These are quotes. And we're going to protect you from them. And now the public's like, protect me from the Joker. I mean, it's like children. It's now we've got to probably have body scanners because of Bane.
I was thinking TSA at the movie theaters. I mean, it's ridiculous that these are adults. And it also is an identifier where the public is. I mean, that people buy this stuff and go along with it.
They take something with huge hype like a movie, and again, they have somebody go in, shoot the people, grab the drugged up, neuroscience guy who's been missing for a while. It fits the entire MO. But I mean, look, they're trying to pass the UN treaty right now to get our guns. Look at the timing. It's outside Columbine, where we know they controlled the authorities and covered up at bare minimum that the SWAT team killed not one but two of the kids, and the hundreds of bombs and all the rest of it. That was a government op, period.
Healthy soils grow healthy plants. So before still alive.
Look for breaking news with Dave Mustaine over the weekend. Let's leave it at that. Megadeth. I'll be live this Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Central. Got a whole another hour plus coming up. A lot of other news. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what I really think, okay? And I think this was a staged event. In fact, I know it was. My gut tells me it was a staged event. Of course, he was in some advanced mind interface computer system, and they test that stuff out on the people that are in the PhD programs. And I've seen it over and over again, not just with the Unabomber being in a CIA program as a PhD, MK Ultra, but so many others. They would use doctor programs and psychologists, the CIA would, with people's young children, and then say, let us, your child has problems, let us commit them. And then they would even stage their deaths and take the kid and reprogram them. This is on History Channel. This is mainline hit. This is declassified. Look up Dr. Ewing Cameron. I've studied it, so I know what it looks like. And then I know for some of the general public, they're like, well, how do you know? Of course, actually, almost everybody I see out there is going, no. I mean, yeah, they're about to try to pass the UN thing. They can't. Obama was right on it. you know, the way that